I'm glad that there is only one thing left for this series after this, because I might not make it if there was more.
I'm surprised you lost this far.
Yeah, I've mentioned the little sister thing. I've mentioned the daughter thing. This character Taylor in this movie that almost killed me. Literally almost killed me. I don't know what this series does, but they might have the lion's share for making the cutest kid girls ever. Ever. Yeah. The most adorable children you've ever seen in your entire life.
Kiwano does good work.
Oh. Anyway, okay, so this movie started out weird. It's them sending Violet of all people to be a tutor.
Yes.
On the surface, that might seem like the worst possible idea I've ever heard.
They even kind of question it too, like, wait, that's part of your job description as well?
And she somehow knows everything for the job. Like, she's suitable for it magically.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm going to be like, she went full militant like one night and just hammered down everything she needed to do.
Like, mentally prepare herself for it.
Knowing Violet, that's
me
not
at work.
That out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to guess happened. Oh, God. This freaking thing.
Oh, God, a notebook.
Dude.
Fucking notebook makes an appearance.
I've got pages. But so we start out at a boarding school where she's going to spend an all-female school where she's going to spend 3 months getting to be a debutante or teaching this girl how to properly be a debutante. And so typically how the series went and how the OVA went was each and every episode is based around teaching Violet the concept of a word or a feeling.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, and we mentioned it a little bit at the beginning of this before we started. For a hot minute, I thought that word was going to be lesbian.
No, the word that first out the movie was gay. Just gay. Not enough gay.
So I have a note about that.
Go ahead.
In the light novel, it's a little bit more explicit that Isabella starts to develop feelings for Violet.
It was so fucking obvious in this movie.
Yeah.
That's
it was right between the lines.
That was one of the problems with the movie is that they're so vague about it that it never comes up, and at most they refer to each other as friends. Like so often, I would.
So they sprinkled the like 90s Sailor Moon treatment on it.
No, no. We're going off on a quick tangent. For those of you that don't know, English censorship created incest. That's what happened.
They created
in the Japanese dub,
cousins.
In the Japanese dub, I don't remember who it was. I believe it's Sailor Uranus and Mercury.
Yeah, they were a legit couple, and then because 90s we were no gay in the US, so they just became
became cousins. But they made the great mistake of not changing some of their lines and not taking out certain scenes.
They were very close cousins.
Anyway,
the 90s were weird.
We also don't need to talk about that unicorn in Chibi Moon either. Go give yourself a Google on that one if you want to have a fun time.
Listen.
Anyway.
Shut up.
Sailor Moon.
They were cute together. Human version of the unicorn. Okay.
Just don't look up any comic book panels where she possibly has sex with a unicorn. Anyway, so we're gonna. So she this was so weird. Okay, so the setup for this is she sent off to this to be a debutante, and then like we spent a shockingly low amount of time with her at that school.
It's like barely halfway through the movie.
Yeah, like it's a third if you're lucky. And I was like, okay, what the hell? I'm like, are we then going to just go on? And this is the only time, and not because I didn't like it. I'm sitting there and I'm consistently checking the timer on how much is left on the episode. I'm like, what? Who?
Yeah. I was under that impression too that majority of the movie was just going to be like that. Instead of like a 30-minute OVA, it was just like a 90-minute ordeal of just that.
Yeah, that to me was weird. And then we get the little bit of the flashes with Taylor, who is consistently calling her Amy, but in here she's referred to as Isabella, which you find out as all this went along that she was, what I'm going to gather from the situation, someone in the royal family that she was a part of got freaky with someone who she wasn't supposed to, and then dumped the daughter somewhere. And then they just went, oh, so here's where she ended up. By the way, your royal family will take care of her, but she can't come with us.
It's a pretty messed up scenario.
Yeah. But yeah, so that becomes a thing, but like I thought for a hot minute that she didn't see the sister anymore because she died.
That's what I thought too. Because in one of the flashbacks, we see Amy sitting at the table by herself and looking very not happy.
That's what I thought too. Like she was remembering a false memory of her eating, and she wasn't actually at the table. And yeah, so she's forced to break off all contact with Taylor. I'm like, okay, I get that as a setup a plot point, but my man, oh boy, are they mean. Like, come on. You could have let her have it, but it gets made up for. It actually sets up for something really good. And what might be one of the saddest scenes in an anime I've seen in my entire life. Sad, happy scenes in an anime I've ever seen. Okay, so we blaze through all that. We get not just 2 moments where I thought the Pee-wee's Playhouse word of the day was going to be lesbian. I also thought when what's her face was like, can we drop our titles and talk as friends first? Yeah.
I thought the exact same thing.
Gay.
Yeah, I was like,
the word of the theme of this movie was gay.
I was like, where that went nowhere.
Okay, the whole time I thought that girl was like gonna be like a bitch, like a bully type or serious. Yeah. And I was like, I'm keeping my eyes on you because like Violet's right to like fuck you up.
Exactly. I was like, you are about to get these hands if you try messing with her.
Legit, that's what the impression
And then as soon as she leaves, she's like, hey, that incredibly good-looking blonde girl left. How about a different incredibly good-looking blonde girl? And then it went nowhere!
It just ended with that.
They just walk away and she's like slowly creeping. I'm like, are we going to end this scene on you macking on her? No. Why are you shutting the door? What's going on? And then it just...
They have to leave it for our imagination of what happens next.
This, man, I don't know what it was about this movie because it was that, and we got like 3 to 4 different times that watching this anime, I never thought in my life we would see Violet in a shower or just getting out of a shower.
Okay. When she's like, this is what friends do.
I'm
sitting there like...
I was about to say, hey, Michelle, by the way, how often do you go to women of your appropriate age and go, so this is what friends just do in these situations. We just take showers together.
I was generally confused, like, no, we don't.
That's in my notes. I'm like, do they... Is that a thing that
we
happened?
don't have pillow fights either or sleepovers, by the way. Sorry for that.
My whole world is falling apart.
Everything is a lie.
All those teenage...
Sorry to burst that motherfucking bubble. We
all
just
those teenage movies lied to me. Okay.
Destroying men's dreams in 5 seconds is a beautiful feeling.
next thing you're gonna tell me is that the pizza guy doesn't get lucky.
He never does.
I don't know. He just gotta go. I don't know. But anyway, so we get to this first scene that leads to the cavalcade of Kyoto Studios taking my heart behind the woodshed and beating it to death with a hammer. We get the moment where we're like, I was like, okay, part of me thought that was like, this whole thing's gonna go and we're never gonna hear from Taylor again, or like they lied and they weren't taking care of her. They actually took care of her. I was quite shocked.
They were like, they kept a promise.
She's at this it's like a religious orphanage because it's ran by nuns, so I don't know the exact thing, but it's either that or it's a church, either way. But we meet up with Taylor not long after, and man, Benedict becomes one of the best characters in the show. He didn't.
This is his movie.
Okay, I don't know if this was in like the series or the movie, but he wears fucking girl shoes.
I don't know the heels.
And I'm just
the heels?
Like,
yeah, I don't know. That's the whole time when he's banging on the thing and waiting. I'm like,
you're making it work. You're making the high heels work. I will say.
Yeah, that. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't remember that. I really don't.
Yeah, I was
but
just like, wait, hold on. Was this like a whole entire thing? I just noticed it now because you have to like one shot the angle that he's wearing fucking like girl shoes.
I don't know, but it's like he did get a ton of screen time in the show, but like now, like just like Mike said, this was his movie. They have Benedict, who just gets all the development on the planet. I love this dude. We barely got to see him, but he did great.
He got promoted to little like big brother and then teacher. I was like, you go boy.
He gets to drop those letters off for Taylor, and then of course because she can't read, he has to read them to her.
And
which is adorable.
His whole attitude was like, "Yo, this kid can't read." No, okay, I guess I gotta do it. Low key, how it is at work. Like,
and then he's just like, again. I didn't know that sweet moment. Didn't know Violet wrote her a letter. Never met this kid. Violet writes her a letter
because gay.
Hey. Violet cares.
Violet had a heart, and the heart was screaming gay.
Anyway, they get this like anytime you need anything, because Violet is incapable of not caring for someone. If you ever need anything, whichever it is, we will find you. Please don't hesitate to ask me. And then you get the letter from Amy that if you're ever scared, whatever, just use Amy as a magic word to make yourself feel better.
Puddles.
I was just like, don't start this now. I checked the timer again. I'm like, I have an hour left. You legally, for the purposes of my health, cannot start this right now. And then they do that, and then it cuts. And it's to a ship. So I'm like, Violet's home. What the hell are they doing in this movie? Like, that whole story arc just went.
No, because in the beginning of the movie, we see Taylor on the boat going to an island. That's why it cut to, like, it went full circle type of ordeal.
I know, but it was like, the whole thing is just blah, but you see pretending to be a boy male character, Taylor.
You know what my thought process was that whole time?
What?
This is a JoJo reference.
Oh, just. Anyway, we see them run. You see her. I want to say, in the words of Mac McMuscles, bumble kicking her entire way to the Evergarden house. Trying her best to get through all this, and she makes it through just looking for the CHF logo.
Oh.
She can't read, but she has intelligence.
Exactly. And it's been 3 years. 3 years she waited. She's like, no, I finally got this stuff. I'm big enough. I'm leaving. And she goes to try and find her, and she bursts in, and then all of a sudden I'm like, why does he recognize her right away? I'm like, oh, and then she says it's been 3 years. I'm like, okay. And she's just like, big brother? What? And she bursts in. And then she bursts in, and of course she sees Violet. Of course Violet recognizes her because Violet's, not seen her and somehow knows who she is.
Violet is an elephant. She never forgets anything.
Oh, she gets it. You wrote me a letter and all this, and instantly it's just, I'm like.
Okay, it was cute when Taylor said Violet Evergarden incorrectly.
Violet Evergarden.
It was cute. I'm not gonna lie. When kids do that, I think it's the cutest.
What'd you say? Like Evergoblin?
Violet
mispronounce
Violet Evergarden.
Evergarden,
which is so actually accurate for what Violet is.
Yeah.
But and then we get to see the whole crew meet her. We get to see all their designs, which didn't change a whole lot. Erica looks exactly the same, but my girl Iris got a little bit. She looks so good. Oh, Iris looks beautiful. But and then for Coletta, they changed a little bit. All they took was her weird, I don't know if they were tattoos or whatever, those weird thigh sewn in things that were on her. She has everything else except those. I thought that was so weird. Part of me thought they were tattoos at first, but then I'm like, okay, they're just not there. That was just some extremely skin tight, no strap holding on garter that you had. But you know what? Designs, absolute territory. It's got to be there. But yeah, Taylor is in, and she's just like, I want to become a mail delivery person. And then the nail on the head for me knowing this fucking kid was going to tear me apart was she's like, you delivered the letter to me, and I got to have the nuns read it over and over, and I finally felt happy. A mail carrier is a person who delivers happiness. I want to be a mail carrier.
I was like, oh. I think this movie broke you, and I was just doing the on the whole time.
It's again, I've talked with how much I'm very fortunate. I never had any younger siblings, but I always wanted to. I say my parents got it right finally and then stopped. But
extra doubt.
But I'm very fortunate that I, through parents that changed my name to, that I have a surrogate little brother and little sister, and I love them to death. And I've also said, and specifically in this and in I believe the Gurren Lagann review in the last episode, that I very badly at some point want a daughter. So, and my absolute weakness is exact characters like this. They absolutely kill me. And just Benedict immediately is like, fine, you could go help with the ghostwriters. No, I am going to deliver letters. How are you going to deliver letters? You don't want to work with these, just it's Violet's like, I think it's really good. She's like, yep, boss says so. She's delivering letters with you tomorrow. You can be my teacher. I'm not being your teacher. See you tomorrow.
She acts just like a little sister too.
Yes.
Like the big brother who's just annoyed with everything.
Just doesn't want it, but secretly he's like, I love her. I don't want to show it in public because I'm trying to act like a tough guy that wears heels.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I make them
work, the heels.
Yes. And then all the stuff that I didn't think they would get bonding, all the times you're sitting there watching the girls help her learn how to read, writing out her penmanship and all that. And then she gets her own room. And he's like, my room's right at the bottom of the steps, all this and that. And I was like, I just know it. I'm like, her first night there, she's going to go sleep with Violet. I knew it. And then it happened. And I still cried. And they, every little thing about her is just so freaking cute. She was like, I've got a teddy bear. And then she's like, you see somebody, she's like, oh, he's looking outside. He's watching outside. And then eventually, after a while, you see her post her bear up next to it so they can watch outside together. I'm like,
You're like that character from Animaniacs. The cuteness, man, it hurts.
It hurts. You ever seen that gif of Stephen Colbert crying so much that black tar is leaking out of his eyes?
Oh, the mascara.
I'm dying of happiness. I'm literally that girl that I want to say it's a Vine, where it's like this girl is I can't remember, they're watching something, and then she turns to this girl and she's like, why are you looking up? I want to cry, but my mascara was $47.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. Then they do the whole thing. She helps her shower, does all that, and then like she wakes up in the morning and she's watching Violet do her own hair, and she's just immediately
she's trying to imitate it, and I'm like, girl, that's a mood.
She just does it, and then like
It like comes out like, dude.
It's the most anime thing they've done in the entire show. It freezes and it just pops out.
Girl, that's a whole mood trying to do your hair, and your hair does not want to cooperate with you whatsoever.
No, the Violet's just like, you do it with 3 and it works. I don't get it. He's like, I'll show you. Just sit in the chair. Violet is so much just like, another person might be annoyed doing this, but I don't know how it feels to be annoyed by others' requests.
So I'm just gonna do it anyway.
Again, we started watching this. I did not think Violet was going to like jump to my like top 5 favorite female anime characters.
I think she's just literally the best.
She is. There's not a bad quality about her. There really isn't. She's literally perfectly written. But then again, we just get the freaking moment where I'm just like, I'm waiting. Eventually, they're going to talk about how she delivered the letters from Taylor and all this and that, and then Taylor's going to ask her to write a letter. And again, it's going to kill me. And I'm just like, I don't know what the contents of this letter is going to be. And it's after she's learned how to read. She's learned how to write. She's growing up so freaking fast. And then all of a sudden she's like, she doesn't know how to operate a typewriter still. And she's like, she's not going to know what to say. She openly admits that. And then you get the literal image of Violet sitting her in the chair. And then I'm trying to picture Violet literally with everyone to make sure that Taylor actually wrote the letter is helping her press every single key.
It's just so precious.
Yeah, I was like, aw.
Just like, I didn't sign up for this shit. Like, I know I kind of did, but I didn't.
No, we didn't. That's why I yelled at him last time.
No, we didn't. And it's just like, it's ridiculous. And I mean, it's just like, for everyone that is watching this, it's just like, I've said so much about just how adorable this freaking kid is. Can we just look at this?
If you don't think that's adorable, then you need your eyes checked.
This kid murdered me.
A lot of things murder you very easily.
We cut to a scene where, of course, she goes up to Benedict. She's like, we want you to deliver a letter, but we don't know the address. So he literally says, you know what, I'll find it under one condition. It's to fix his bike, because his bike's a piece of trash.
A really good bargain, I will admit that.
It is. And then, I'm going to be honest. This might be the top happy scene in an anime that's ever made me cry.
When they were
her sitting in the bushes, watching her read that letter and be happy that she heard from her. I died. I literally died. I am like, for the love of God, let her see her. Let her run out.
Same. I was like, get out of the bush. Get the fuck out of the bush.
I was waiting for that moment where she would, jump out from the bush, come running towards her, but nope. It never happened.
It didn't. And then I'm like, I know she said in the letter and all this, and the letter is so stupidly short, but so perfect. She's just like, I know that I'm Amy's little sister. That's all she needed to know. And she knew that she was happy just being her little sister. She did nothing else in her life except to be her little sister. Yeah. And then she starts just sitting in that bush, crying her eyeballs out that she's happy that Amy still remembers her. And I'm like, okay, maybe, like she said, the nuns explained to her the situation. Maybe she's staying in the bush to not try and get Amy, or what did her name get changed to? Isabella. Because she not get her in trouble because she's supposed to break all contact with her.
Yeah.
But then we get the better explanation, is that she doesn't want to meet her until she can deliver her letters herself.
That reduced that was the one that kind of reduced me to a puddle.
And I was just like, no, she doesn't care about that stupid rule. She just wants to make sure that she is fully grown and can show her how well she's done. I'm just like,
like to show like that's like everything you did was worth it.
Exactly. It's just you literally saved that kid's life. And God damn it, they show. And the thing where I was like, okay, they got the sweet moments over. They can't do any more. I'm good if we're going to coast to the credits. Then they literally just go, by the way, the Evergarden household adopted her. And as soon as she's able, she's going to learn. And I'm just like, ah!
I was like, oh, cute.
You know, like how Akame was like, everyone needs to die because happiness isn't an option. This was, we can't let a single happy thing we could possibly do not happen.
This anime is like, happiness is the only option.
It is. It just is. And it ends on that shot, like that one that do I have that saved separate? No, I probably don't. But it ends on that shot of her on the windowsill after she was screaming out that Taylor is also her word that helps her go by, because that's her magic word to help her feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the literal only gripe I have with this movie, it is the literal only knock, is that I thought we were going to get an end credit scene where she's walking out on the dock.
When like she actually delivers, like
you don't even exactly. You don't even have to show Taylor's face. All you have to do is her turning around, a grown-up version of Taylor's voice saying, "I have a letter for you," and then she just turns around. You see her start bawling, and then it cuts.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was gonna be
that would have been so perfect.
Like I was like, look at the credits, like, oh, it's just nope.
That's literally what I did when the credits started. I just started zooming across the Netflix line, and I'm like,
I was like, okay.
Yep. We all did the same thing.
So, all that, okay. I know I talked a lot. I talked more than I wanted to, and I realized that I basically steamrolled the whole episode, and I'm sorry. But, just anything you guys want to bring up, anything, just like differences, I don't know. Anything.
I only brought up the one difference between the movie and the light novel, but other than that, I just kind of really appreciated the fact that this didn't try to tell like a grand epic story. It was really just like the anime again.
It was just like a 90-minute episode.
Basically.
Yeah. I love that they're so good at just, well, again, it's the light novel, but it was just whoever wrote it is insanely good at just moving something along, and there's no fat anywhere. Yeah. Literally anywhere. It is the most perfectly plotted stuff I've seen. Everything that's there needs to be there. And like again, the literal, outside of me just wanting an end credit scene that we didn't need, they've literally only had that one mess up where I didn't feel the makeup with the Major's brother was enough. Outside of that, this show is literally a 9.9 out of 10.
Yeah. I'm so salty about that because I defend that man and he got no character development in response. But I know the next movie is a sequel. Like it takes place right after the anime. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So maybe there's a glimmer of hope I can get a little bit of redemption.
I don't know, but it's really long.
Tiny little redemption, please.
Isn't it like 2 hours and 20 minutes long?
Oh, is it that long?
I thought that's what you messaged me.
I thought it was like 2.5 hours long.
Oh yeah, 140 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you now. I might be physically incapable of speaking if they hit feels through that whole movie.
Yeah, fair, depending on how it's gonna go.
I might actually die. Like I could take feels every now and then, but the level of feels and how effortlessly they insert them into this anime, it might actually kill me.
So we might get the emotional damage. Got it. We kill him because this was his idea to watch this anime.
I just, I don't know. I might need a physical break from all of reality. I don't know what I'm going to need to do.
You might need to take days off work.
We're not doing it on a day where I got to work the next day. I'm telling you that right now. Absolutely not right now, because we're going to be ending up doing it at like 8 o'clock my time. Then the thing's going to take till 10. And then I'm going to be a wreck for 2 hours talking about it. And then my brain's not going to unwind because it doesn't.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to probably push that one.
That one's going to have to be a little early. It'll have to happen on a Saturday. That's all I got to say. There's no physical human way I can have it, so I have to work the next day.
Yeah, we're gonna space that one out as much as possible.
Yeah.
But
I feel you got to give
my final thoughts on this movie. Benedict is the MVP. Like he was like a fine character. He was a fine character in the show, but in this movie, he went from like a 5 to 11.
Like he went from a side character to our main character.
Do you know what treatment he got, Mike? Or I suppose, Masao, you would know as well since you watched it. He got the Keaton treatment.
Oh my god!
Hell yeah!
He went from side character you barely saw in the first.
Oh my god, he did!
To literally being the Kamina for C-Mode in the second episode, in the second season. He literally got the Keaton treatment.
Yep.
Which, when done well, is amazing, and they nailed it.
They did.
I didn't realize it till just you saying that, but he literally got Keaton.
Yes, you made a Gurry reference, and I hate it.
Aha! I nailed it.
That's okay. I made a lot of JoJo references when I caught me, so
everything is a JoJo reference. Somewhere.
Life is a JoJo reference. Fucking fight me.
Oh god, but all right, yeah, we're I've got nothing left. I just hold on. I need to watch.
Oh no, he's looking at the notebook. Oh no, he's typing. I was like, oh no, not the notebook.
I need to look this up, but nope, sorry.
But the one detail I like is when the ball is called and Violet wore like a like a butler outfit. I was like, yes.
Oh, and she was in like a partial kind of like suit.
She was in a man suit, and I was like, yes.
Chronological order.
Low key, like woman would have stopping us from doing it.
Yes. Recommend you watch this. Yep.
Oh, you're looking up the
exact watch order, but the problem is they give me the Japanese titles. Because someone tried telling me, or at least the last time I looked it up, that other than the OVA, that they're in order as they released. So
release date order.
Yeah, like release order, or like, because then unless we just watch the shorter one first. But either way, yeah, I'll have to get an exact confirmation on it because if there's anything major, and Mike has told us that he got a gigantic spoiler done for him.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any major spoilers, pun completely intended, it'd be weird to have it in this movie if the other movie happens before it.
No, I know for a fact that the next movie takes place after this one.
After this one? Okay. All right. Good deal. I'm still wondering what we're gonna get out of that, but
there's actually a note that the second movie takes place 4 years after the anime and 1 year after the second half of this movie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get to see more of Taylor.
Possibly.
2 hours and damn near 2 hours. And I when Irish right there, damn near 2 hours and 20 minutes. I better see more of Taylor. But yeah, no, this was really good. This went from something that I legit had no intentions of watching outside of this to being one of the best animes I've ever seen.
That's exactly why the show or this video series exists.
Yeah, it's and again, I'm going to have to watch. We're reviewing something completely stupid, just dumb, because my brain has got to be like, you need stupid. You've cried too much. You need stupid.
We need to step back from the slice of life, Adam.
Exactly.
We need to go back to the action backwards.
We went to the action. I did a slight loop of that with stuff when it mixed in for my binges and now, but anyway, yeah. So we're gonna get the heck on out of here. So Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. We're also on YouTube. You can find us on Podchaser, The Banana Meter. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Is that?
And you can find me on Twitter at KivaLove028.
And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero. I will be back to streaming now that I got my new setup. That's an actual PC that I got built for me. Again, I'm going to give them credit. It is Build Redux, BUILDREDUX. They got like a weird, like a big, like teal blue R. That's kind of like the iris of my logo there. They did an amazing job. They packaged it super safely. Everything's good. It was super easy setup, and they got it to me 2.5 weeks. Super easy. Everything is good now, so I'm gonna be fully back to streaming. But you won't know that because you probably won't see this for like almost half a year.
By the time this is uploaded, you will see him not streaming because that's how this works here.
Just the world's up. But yeah, no. All right. We are one away from being done with this. We just got a 2.5 hour movie that's likely going to finish murdering my soul. To quote Vegeta, why does he keep kicking me in the dick? All right, we will see you all later. Bye.
Peace.